Welcome back to another episode of Music and Madness Margarita Monday live with Tom and John. Hey, tonight is an episode that we've been looking forward to ever since we got these gentlemen lined up, and it's a special night tonight. We've got some great veterans with us tonight, and we're going to hear some great stories. We're going to hear about what they do for other veterans here in the villages and other places, and hopefully you'll see something in. So, I might.
Yeah, no, we're good. We're on.
We're on.
We're on.
That's okay.
Yeah.
You are on.
Okay.
All right. So again, back to Music and Madness with Tom and John. We've got this great episode this evening. Like I said, these special gentlemen who are with us, and we've got Irving Locker from the Villages. He lives here in the Villages, and we've got David Booth. And both of these guys have got some remarkable stories. Little secret here that I still don't believe it. I haven't seen his driver's license yet, but before the night's over, I'm going to. Irving is 101 years old. And, man, if I look that good when I'm 70, I'm going to be happy.
In sharp as a tack.
Yeah. If I was that smart 10 years ago, I'd be happy.
I know.
And we've got David Booth. And, David, what is the name of your organization?
It's Combat Veterans to Careers. What we do is we help veterans and their families transition from combat back into civilian life. Yep.
And I'm sure that you have got a pretty full plate.
Yeah. Yep. No, it never ends.
It never ends.
Yeah.
And it's remarkable that people such as yourself, you've dedicated basically your whole life and career to helping these people. And I know, Irving, you do a lot of speaking in different things. And
I still lecture quite a bit.
And you do a lot to help Villagers for Veterans. Marie
Bogdanoff, personal friend of mine.
Yeah,
So we work together on quite a bit of stuff.
She's a champ, and all you guys. I mean, this is just phenomenal, and we're very grateful first and foremost for your service.
Thank you.
We would not be able to do stuff like we're doing today without people who haven't sacrificed what you guys have.
100%.
And
thank you.
Absolutely. And like I said, let's hear a little bit about. Tell us first of all, Irving, how long have you been here in the Villages?
10 years.
10 years.
10 years in the Village.
Yeah.
But now we just moved to Trinity Springs.
Okay, which you're still really in the Villages.
Still in the Village.
Right outside, yeah.
You bet. And how long have you been involved in basically helping veterans and speaking?
All along, because I'm the baby of 7 children. I'm the youngest of 7 children, and I had brothers in it, brother-in-laws in it. So we kept talking about it. But the fact remains that I went in on D-Day, went through the Battle of the Bulge right into Berlin. So there's quite a bit of stories. And an interesting thing that I must bring up, somebody in our battalion headquarters, one of the officers, kept a chronological order of every single day of the war, of just my outfit. So we went in on, in other words, every move we made. We went on the ships, on the Queen Elizabeth, we went in on the Higgins boat. There's so many different things and stories that some of the people don't know anything about. So I have everything in writing in the book that I carry around with me. So whenever it comes a question, it brings up, you veterans, you're all talking, but everything is authentic, and I didn't write the book. Because one of the basic things is I was in anti-aircraft, anti-tank, and artillery. It's called a AAA. 160 AAA Gun Battalion was the title of our organization. So we were in anti-aircraft, anti-tank, and artillery. So there are so many stories that people have no idea of what it was.
I'm very glad, first of all, that people get a chance to hear the stories, but what's even more remarkable, they get to hear from somebody who was there.
Who was there? Yeah, not too many left.
No.
Well, basically, to start off with, the gun was 9.5 tons in weight. The barrel was 15 feet long for anti-aircraft. I could go through a tank like a piece of glass. The shell that we fired was 3 feet tall and weighed 45 pounds.
Jeez.
Wow.
But there's so many different stories that people have no idea. They think you shoot at a plane like you shoot at a person,
Well, I think a lot of people don't really recognize all what went on. This is a long time
Oh,
ago.
yeah.
We're talking 80+ years
Right,
ago.
absolutely right.
How many
And-
people to control that gun? How many people did it take?
14 men.
14 guys.
Yeah, 5 men to control the dials, the height, the direction. 9 men to control ammunition.
Jeez.
But what people don't know is the fact that some of the people think you shoot at a plane like you shoot at a person.
Yeah.
What we had, of course, is these shells. We would put them into a unit, and it would set the distance that they would explode. And the fact remains that it would get up 30,000 feet. Now, this is before computers.
Yeah. There's a lot of math to be
A lot
done.
of math to be done.
Yeah.
They were telling me the height and the direction with it. But we could shoot at a plane, basically. And when it gets up to the designated height of 25, 30,000 feet, the bullet part, which is 14, would explode. Now, I had 4 guns under my command and 14 guns in a battery. 4 guns to a battery. So you got all of these shells up in the air at the same time, shooting. So we had the highest number of planes shot down from the German army.
Wow.
Wow.
But it was such interesting. The Germans developed a gun called 88, and we approved that we captured that gun. So what we did is improve the gun, and we called it 90 millimeter. So we had 90 millimeter guns on that. So it was quite a interesting situation, to the point of planes shot down, tanks. Now let's talk about artillery. One of the features we had is the French people were our good friend. If they had our troops, American troops, surrounded 5 miles out or whatever it is there, they would give me the directions, and I would shoot my gun 5 miles out with their direction: go left, go right, go higher, go lower. And we saved troops from annihilation through that same system. As far as tank is concerned, I could go through a tank with armor-piercing shells, like a piece of glass. Knock them completely out, totally.
Wow.
So that's what we did.
Let me get you to put your mic just a little closer up. There you go. That
There you go.
So basically,
yeah.
that's
better.
the story, as far as history is concerned, with it. So I have a chronological order of everything we did.
that's amazing.
Yeah.
Now, David, where did you start out your career in the military?
So I started out as at Fort Benning. I was a medic and a counterintelligence agent, but later throughout my career. But I started out as a medic in 75th Ranger Regiment at Fort Benning, Georgia, and then went to the 82nd. And over 20 years, I spent 20 years in the Army in different places, but I ended up going to Iraq, is where I went to war with the long range surveillance unit, and I got blown up in Iraq, broke my neck in 3 places, and then got sent to Balboa Navy Medical Center, where I learned to walk again and kind of transition. But I was also put in charge of 180 other wounded guys, and so I learned, being a medic and going through it myself, I learned a lot of the things that they need when they're transitioning. The military says, "Thanks for your service. Now go see the VA."
Yeah.
And then they're just kind of isolated.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what we do. We work with many different organizations. We partner with many different organizations. Like I had mentioned to you before, we took Irving to Nashville last month, and we rewrote his story in a song. And that organization is called Creative Vets, and Creative Vets does healing and therapy through art therapy and music therapy. So we ended up they wrote Irving's song and got it recorded up in Nashville, and we'll have that song out soon.
It's so cool.
Yeah,
Please be sure and get us a copy of
for
that when
sure.
that gets out. That'd be awesome.
Yep. But we work with a number of different organizations to help with PTSD. We get them jobs and education, and all that. When I first started, veterans would come to us and they'd say, "Hey, I need a job," but they weren't dealing with the VA. They weren't dealing with their mental health. They weren't dealing with all those things. So it was just a job, and it was never going to last. So that's what we do: is we get the whole foundation of them and their family together, and get them so that they're able to transition, get all that that basic fundamentals of housing, education, all of those things, mental health, VA claims, all of that, so that when they do start their careers, they're able to focus on that
Yeah.
and take care of it.
That's great.
I was told that I helped put some of them through college.
Yeah.
So that
Yeah.
in working to help the veterans.
Yep.
So,
Oh yeah,
so
Yeah.
that's
whatever,
phenomenal.
whatever we do.
Were you 18 years old as soon as you went in? Were you 18?
Yeah, 18.
Okay.
And we lecture. I've been lecturing ever since. I tell you, I learned to thank God in the war. I mean, it's unbelievable that people getting killed alongside of me or stepping on a mine and blowing their legs off or whatever it is. So I learned to thank God every single day in that war. And I still do it till today
Good for you.
because somebody's got to.
Yeah, somebody's
us.
got to be looking out for you.
Somebody,
for
but I
sure.
lecture, and I think that's what God wants me to do. I don't charge any money to that point, and I lecture and I bring everything that I own. I brought back a lot of stuff from the war, and I bring it along and show people because they have no idea. You talk about a 3-foot bullet, 3 feet tall
Yeah.
bullet, and they would say, "Come on, you veterans are all liars."
Telling
So I had to
stories,
go
yeah.
to a factory and buy one, have one made. And we drag it around and show people what a 3-foot bullet would look like to that. So it's an
Well,
amazing situation.
And it weighs how much? 45 pounds?
45 pounds.
Wow.
Yeah. So pick those up every day, all day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
And
make
that's,
it,
why, that's why I look like that.
do you make your wife carry that around for you
No,
because you
no,
don't want
no,
to carry
no,
it?
no.
Or
No, but I go to the gym to learn how to carry that.
go to the gym?
No.
So, David, how old were you when you went in?
I was 17 when I went in there.
Wow.
Yeah. Yep.
And-
Right out from high school, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Straight from high
Jeez.
school. Yeah. I enjoyed it. I miss every aspect of it.
Do ya?
It's just, yeah.
Camaraderie, the
Yep.
guys.
I mean, you can ask any generation. Doesn't matter which one. What do you miss the most about the military? It's the camaraderie.
Of course.
Yeah. It's a brotherhood.
Yeah.
And sisterhood.
Do you watch? Do you look at movies and look at?
Oh yeah, I can't watch. I watch them, but then I critique them the whole
Yeah,
time.
I
I'm
was
like,
gonna
yeah,
say,
that's not real. That
Is
doesn't
there
happen.
anything? What's the realest movie? You'd,
There's. I mean, Black Hawk Down was a good
Yep.
rendition of that. There was one. It was just recent. I'll have to think about it, but
yeah.
Black Hawk Down really I was after, but that was my unit. But they went before I went there.
Yeah.
Before I was in. So, but I know people that were in Mogadishu, all of that, and yeah, they say it's pretty
Scary.
Yeah.
Well, I have a different theory about that. I became a staff sergeant. And believe me when I tell you, a lot of the sergeants, I was brought up, I'm the baby of 7 children. So we were brought up to watch out for our brothers and sisters. So I was brought up to watch out for my brothers and sisters because a lot of the sergeants said, "You do what I tell you or else," you know. But I never did that. And we talked about working as a team. If we work as a team and watch out for each other, we're going to come out alive. Otherwise, your chances aren't that good.
That's right.
Because you go to the minefields, you go to different things, and you never know. But you got to watch out for your brothers, etc. So
Is anyone in your battalion still alive?
very few people.
Okay. Are you in touch with any of them?
Some of them.
You
but
are.
I'm in touch with the children. I brought back a flag that I took off a wall, a Nazi flag I took off a wall in Berlin. And I had a lot of my men sign it. I never thought I could bring it home. But we finally, well, I shouldn't even talk about this, but we had reunions. From Passaic, New Jersey, we had reunions. And when we were in the service, it's one thing. When we came home, we all got together, and everybody took a piece of something home. And we put it all together, and that's how I could show Lugers and daggers with the swastikas on it. And it's,
Why don't you bring that flag and get it in front
Come
of
on,
the camera? Just for a
grandson.
minute.
Come on over,
Yes.
grandson.
Yeah, you got to see this flag. This is
And it's signed by
a lot of my
a
men.
lot of you guys.
But the beauty part is their children,
yeah.
wives and children, come over to the
amazing.
house
Yeah.
to see their father's signature. And that gives me
Wow.
such pleasure.
Oh,
Oh,
it
yeah.
It brings
must.
tears to their eyes and mine to do it because it brings back friendliness and everything else.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But that's how we ran the organization. Friends.
Yeah.
We look out for each other.
Your brothers, yeah.
And it worked out wonderful.
And that's that
because we lost
camaraderie.
very few
Yeah.
It
men
is.
Yep.
in my outfit.
And you were drafted.
I was drafted.
Yeah.
Well, I had 2 brothers and 2 brother-in-laws
Perfect.
before me.
Thank
And
you.
I've talked to somebody here before. President Roosevelt was our president at the time. He did not want to go into the war until the Japs bombed Pearl Harbor. Then he was forced to.
Yeah. No,
So because of that, he was late in getting men together with it. So that's how I got drafted in. I did.
how much time did you spend in training, basic training, before you were
not
shipped
that
out?
much.
9 minutes,
Not
probably.
that much.
Yeah.
Not that much because, we trained in Fort Dix. From New Jersey, went to Fort Dix, but there it's just taking orders, marching, taking orders, maybe shooting a rifle, and then you're assigned to an outfit. Then we went to Camp Davis, North Carolina, where we were assigned to the 90 millimeter gun. And I got a funny story to tell you with it. We were very poor money-wise growing up, so everybody had to go to work to do that. And I learned how to drive at 16. They got me my license, and one of our good customers, I learned how to drive a 40-foot tractor trailer. Doing it. But he had a theory. Instead of you standing there waiting to fill gas or get this or get that, we used to go pick up the cars, bring it in, and then take it back home to them. So it was a good situation, a good theory. But I learned how to drive a tractor trailer. We get into the Army, and here I was 17 years old, everybody, and who can drive a tractor trailer? Oh, I said, oh my God, what an opportunity this is. I won't be out in the weather.
Yeah.
Everything good, I get to the motor. He says, go to the motor pool. I go to the motor pool, and the lieutenant, about 6'5", looks down on me and said to me, what the hell are you doing here? So I'm driving that tractor trailer. You can't even reach the handles on the back door. So I learned very fast that somehow disappointment turns into an opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Smart
Sometimes
man.
the disappointment, I was so disappointed. They said, okay, go to the machine guns. I went to the machine guns, and a true story. The sergeant looked at me and he said, you're going to fit right in. Everybody on my gun's Italian, and you're going to fit right in. I said, I'm not Italian, I'm Jewish. Really? Get the hell out. Go to the big guns. The guns were 9.5 tons, each gun. Picture me.
Yeah.
But anyway, I always worked out in the gym, and I was always very strong with muscle-wise. But I did very, very well with that and became, like I said, became a corporal, became a sergeant. And every sergeant who gave me my basic training who was under me in combat because I was a staff sergeant. And with that same theory, we look out for each other.
Yeah.
We got a better chance of coming out. There's so many stories involved. They had the Jewish language is a derivative of German. The
Hebrew.
Hebrew, yeah.
yeah, it's a derivative of German. So
Yiddish, yeah.
Yiddish.
Yep.
So the way it worked out is I could talk German with that. And when I got to somebody's place and I talked German, I could pick a word here and a pick word there. But when I couldn't understand them, I took the Luger out and put it to their head, clicked it a few times. They told me anything I wanted. They told me anything I wanted to hear. So it worked out. So
Oh,
size,
yeah. Here's the Luger right
Yeah,
here.
here's
Let's
the Luger.
see.
yeah,
The real Luger.
it's a real Luger. Well,
Thing weighs a ton.
this is it. But the fact remains, the handles broke when we shot the plane down. So I had the Germans make me ivory handles to go
No
on it.
kidding.
But this is a shaped unit, and for a guy my size, it fits into your hand, and you get a better shot.
Yep.
Instead of because of
How many times did
40
you shoot that thing?
quite a bit.
Yeah.
But the 45s are bulky for a guy like me, little guy. So that's it. And this, of course, I carried all during the war, and it saved my life. Because when they're shooting, when they're strafing, planes are strafing, they can come right down into the ground, strafe into the holes in it. And so, whether you're German or American, when they're strafing, you jump into a hole. If a German's in that hole, one of you not coming out.
Yeah.
So I carry this all the time, and it saved my life.
It's
So
amazing.
it worked out fine. Because you hit somebody with brass knuckles, they're gonna know it.
Yeah, yeah.
They're gonna know about it.
Could you imagine a 19-year-old nowadays?
No.
No.
Trouble.
They would want nothing to do with that.
No.
Yep. But
Going
the
to-
fact remains that it saved my life.
Yeah.
And I've got pictures to show you. Pictures of me in the war.
You're still a pretty strong guy too. I shook
Well,
your
I-
hand the other night. I almost felt my
well,
hand almost broke.
I still work out. I still work
you
out.
must.
And you know something? It pays.
Yeah, plot. Yeah, there you go. He's got his
got a-
pictures of his Luger.
Yep.
He's got the picture of that.
Where's the little pictures? There's little pictures that I was
I'll
gonna
hold that right here.
I brought some to give you guys. Yeah, Ed, give him one of the pictures that I was gonna leave with them. Army picture. No,
Yeah, make sure you don't give John like any nude pictures of girls or anything like that.
Right, all over the internet.
no, the one with the Army picture. It's a 4
David,
by
when did you
5.
meet this character?
So I met him probably like 12 years ago. It's been a while. Yeah,
I went in to buy a dress.
he went.
I
Yeah,
went to buy a dress, so that's
Not for yourself.
no.
he does that on his spare time.
No, Ed, no.
Not those.
Where's the other? I brought pictures to leave here with them.
We'll catch up on that. later.
They're 45.
Yeah.
But every picture I have shows the gun. That shows the.
Man, you could be great at show and tell. You got a lot of stuff you
I
brought
got a lot,
back,
I got a
huh?
lot of stuff.
He's got a whole
Yeah.
cart that he
Yeah.
pushes around. And
Unbelievable.
I got a lot of
neat.
stuff, but a picture's worth 1,000 words.
Oh yeah.
And when I lecture to the schools and lecture to the other thing, it's one of those things. That's it in your left hand.
So David,
Yes.
all right. So tell us a little bit more about your organization and it.
So our mission is to provide 360 degrees of support for our veterans and their family members.
That's
So
you.
with that being said, there's no cookie cutter approach. When somebody comes back from war, one of the sayings is, in war there are no unwounded soldiers. So when you come back, there's some sort of a loss. So whether it's reintegrating back into the community, reintegrating back into civilian life, or even reintegrating back into your family. So one of the things that we deal with is creating a short-term, mid-term, long-term plan. And again, like I said, there's no cookie cutter approach to how you deal with that. So how every family deals with that. So what we do is we create that plan, we help them walk it, and we walk it with them, and then get them, whether it's mental health, VA care, anything and everything as they're transitioning out. We've helped over since 2012 is when we started. We've helped over 5,000 families.
Wow.
Transition. So we have a number of firefighters in the villages that we put through the fire academy, number of police officers. We have local businesses, air conditioning, heating, plumbing, all of these, even McCracken's Irish Pub in Leesburg. Patrick Kelly was in our program. We've helped him start that business. Again, it's about, we don't give handouts, we give hand-ups. So they're doing the work. We're just there to help them, and the support system to help them through all of that. When one of the things that we just started is Operation Field Trip, and we do it right at our office, and it's going to be all across the state. We do ketamine therapy, which actually helps with PTSD and depression and anxiety, because one of our biggest problems is the suicide rate. The suicide rate is still 22 a day, 57 a day try. We have to get that number down. And there's not one thing that works for everyone. So everybody's got to figure out what it is. The VA, I always say the VA, we have a lot of issues with our VA. It's still broken. But with that being said, the VA you get good care when you get the access to care, and that's the problem, the issues that we're dealing with. But without nonprofit organizations, we're the ones that are actually picking up the slack and actually taking care of the veterans when they get back.
You're doing God's work, brother.
Yeah.
How do you support your organization?
So we do it. We have grants. We do funding. We do tons of fundraising events. Like we have a fashion show coming up because we have a clothing boutique,
Is
a
that what-
thrift store.
Is that what Irving was buying the
that's
dress
why
for?
he's buying the dress for. Right. He's actually going to be in the fashion show as well.
No way.
November 30th. But he's not wearing the dress. But
Just the underwear.
right. But so we do fundraising events, like we have a fashion show. We have a
Pull that right there. There you go.
There you go.
we have a golf tournament, a Battle Buddy golf tournament. We have clay shoots. We have a number of different things that we do all year round.
So the thrift store down here, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Right in Wildwood. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
That's yep.
Yeah, and all of that. So what that does is that also gives jobs to our veterans, but while they're figuring out what they want to do, it supplements their income, and then they're able to. And if they need furniture, they're able to get vouchers, and they're able to get free furniture, things like that. There's no cost ever to any of our veterans, even for the ketamine therapy, which we do on Saturdays, and that is huge. It's taken off, and that actually has been proven and helped so many veterans, and we do open that up to first responders as well.
So we can go down to the thrift store and bring stuff to.
Yep, absolutely.
Donate, okay.
Yep. It's called Restoring Hope Thrift Store. It's in Wildwood, and then we have Restoring Hope Clothing Boutique, also in Wildwood.
Yep.
Just 2 different locations. And then we have our own coffee company as well, which is Honor Grounds Coffee, and it's veteran-owned, veteran-run. We have a female veteran from Maine that does all of the coffee grind and roasting and all
Really?
that. Yep.
Where's
And it's
where's
really
that done
good.
at? Right, local here too, or
The roasting and all that is done in Maine, but she ships it down. So like if I
Okay.
order coffee on Thursday, I have it Monday. So
Wow.
it's pretty awesome. Yeah, it's super fresh. It's really good. Yeah.
That's great.
And we've helped, Marie Bogdanoff was here,
yeah?
and we work very closely with Marie Bogdanoff. And I'm sure she told you about the woman who, all she's got to use is her left hand, and Pam. And we help donating money, we help getting money to build a house or to put different things, because they need all the help they can get.
The Ashley House, right?
That's right,
Yeah.
So we do whatever we can to help, because
And you just can't seem to be enough done because the cost of everything it just keeps going up and up, and there's more people in the pool because nobody comes out
right.
any differently. There's still going to be issues all along,
That's right. Physically or mentally.
physically, or both.
And a lot of times it takes them a while to ask for help. So
Yeah.
you might get out, and it might be 3, 4, or 5 years before they actually hit bottom
Yeah.
or hit to the point where they actually ask for help.
Ask for
Veterans are very humble.
That's right.
They're usually the ones called for when help is needed. They're the ones called. So
That's
they're
right.
really
They're not the ones who
a
call.
lot of them are reluctant to call.
Even to
go
the
get
point
help.
of building this house, the woman can't walk, so they've got stuff in wheels on a ceiling, taking her from one room to another to do that.
Yeah.
So that they need the help.
Yeah.
So what can you do? And the biggest thing that I want to talk about is mines in the ground. The Germans put mines in the ground every place you could, and that's what they needed the camps for. There were 2,400 camps. People have no idea about the camps, but there was 2,400 camps, and they took these people, especially the Jewish people, to dig holes, to put mines into the ground, to work around whatever they could to do that, to kill us. You step on a mine, it blows your legs apart.
Sure.
Right.
So that's another thing I learned to thank God for, to the point of the mines in the ground. And of course, we liberated a Holocaust camp. The Holocaust camp was the people that they took. They didn't feed them. It was, I don't like to refer to it, but it was like our old slave market here
Slavery,
in the
sure.
United States. They didn't feed them. They didn't care about them, and they did all the work. Because when they drafted the German people, the men and women, they put them into the Army, the Navy, the armed forces. But they needed to do all this work. Who's going to do it?
Yeah.
And of course, the problem we ran into is the Germans had a gun called 88. We copied that 88, improved it, and called it a 90. But they knew that fields that we had to go in. So they put mines in all of those fields with big signs. Whether we to believe them or not, we didn't know. Achtung Minen. That means attention mines. And I would get a march order to go 20 miles, 30 miles to the next position. And I'd get into a Jeep and go there, getting ready for my guns to follow me, and I pull up to a field. Achtung minen. Do you get out of the Jeep? You go into those mines, you go into those fields, knowing what could happen to you.
Yeah.
But I had to do it because my men were coming down. That's why I was honored by President Trump. That's why nothing anything else. But I became the procurement officer for my men, with toilets, with sinks, with showers, because I could go to the barns and talk to the Germans, or make them understand with my Luger.
You and
My
your
Luger, my Luger spoke German very well, much better than I did. Because when I clicked it a few times, they said,
they knew.
they knew.
But isn't it amazing? 80 years later, the mines are still
Yeah.
killing the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
They're
It's still
su-
finding
it's
some.
such
They're
a
still
true-
finding some.
It's such a true statement because the men who were killed in that, because you really don't know.
That's
They
right.
put signs up to fool you, but you didn't know whether to believe them or not.
Yeah.
Because that was a good way to keep you out of that, even though they didn't put the mines in the ground. If you big signs, Achtung minen, you got to think twice before you go into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our guns were 9.5 tons, so it wasn't a simple thing to go in with a
Yeah.
rifle. You had to dig holes. You had to level the ground out. You had to do all of these different things.
How long were you in for? How long from when you enlisted until when
3 years.
It was 3 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I have a listing by this gentleman wrote, an officer in the battalion, every day of that,
Yeah.
of what we did and who went what and how. You know, the men who were killed, the men who were this. But it's just an amazing situation.
Yep.
So people have to know about it. And
Yeah, they have to know about it and they have to understand it. And
It's
I-
hard to understand.
it-
It's
it-
hard to fathom. You can't. It's
Yeah.
hard to
well,
fathom what
we
you.
fathom it, and we talk about the fact that freedom is not free.
that's right. That's
right.
the part they
That's
have
the
to
part that we have to understand.
understand. Yeah.
And that's what we talk about even to the school kids. Anybody. Freedom is not free. The amount
Yeah.
of people.
Because if
That-
if those wars weren't fought and that stuff wasn't done,
We
where
wouldn't
would
be
we
here.
now? We wouldn't be
we
here.
wouldn't be here.
Correct.
So the song that Irving wrote with John and Heidi, that was recorded in Nashville, is "If Freedom Was Free." That's the name of the song, and it goes and it talks about his experience in World War II, and if freedom was free, then it kind of flipped it instead of freedom's not free, but what if it was? What if freedom was free? These things wouldn't happen.
You're right.
I
He
think
did it,
one of
actually.
the unfortunate things that's going on in society today is there's a lot of people that think it was free,
Yeah.
Oh,
for
yeah.
sure.
and that's
Yeah.
not the case.
No,
You
it's
better
not.
not talk to me.
No,
I'm a little, but I carry a big gun.
yeah, and it's and it not only was it not free, but it's also not free to keep.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
And
And-
how about the food?
Those aren't the ones.
How
that
about the
sacrifice.
K-ration?
Yeah.
How about the living in the field with
Yeah.
no toilets, no sinks,
Be-
no showers?
Being away
Nothing.
from your family.
Oh yeah,
you know.
I think today there's a lot of people who couldn't live without the internet
Right.
Yeah. Or a
or
cell
the
phone.
phone. Yeah.
Sure. But that's a true story. So that's why we lecture.
It's the giggling over there. No, it's
right.
so true.
So we couldn't live without a
two
phone. That's right,
He's
yeah.
got 3 of them. Well, we take this stuff we take for granted.
Yeah,
you know?
totally.
It's
Well, everybody needs a reminder more than often, because again, it wasn't free and it's never going to be free. And that's the second we think it's free is the second we are in
Trouble.
real trouble.
Would you want to
Because
see?
we go to the hospitals where there's still victims and patients that were wounded in the war,
Yeah,
and we still try to help them with Marie especially.
yeah.
Yeah.
We do everything we can to try to bring
Well,
it out.
Would you like to see the draft come back so everyone has to do a minimum of 2 years to see, or something like that?
Well,
I mean,
only
especially
if
with the
we-
kids
only-
nowadays.
only if
For
we
sure,
need
I
it.
think so.
Only if we need it.
Yeah.
If we don't need it, no. But if we did need it, then I would like to see the draft come back to the point that you're going in.
Well, I think
you-
the draft is different. The draft that
Yeah.
you went through is, but it is a mandatory mandatory service. So
Yeah.
it's like 2 years, things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, some countries.
Absolutely.
I used to go to Taiwan quite a bit, and,
Yep,
and
that's-
it's a minimum. I think it's only a year. Even girls have to do at least a
Yeah.
year.
Whatever
A lot
it
of
is, but
countries have that.
it
Yeah.
shows them that freedom is not free.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
When they have to live it like we did,
Yeah,
eating K rations and eating out of You know, even a helmet. People don't realize it. The helmet that we wore has got a liner in it. When you take the liner out, the rest is a pot. That's
The
how we
shell.
shave. That's how we wash. That's how we brush our teeth.
Jeez.
People can't even imagine living in a field that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the military provides structure, and a lot of our kids today need the structure. They need something.
You ain't kidding. They need more than that.
Well, yeah, but they need people like me who show the actual thing.
That's right.
Talking about is one thing, but when I lecture, I take the helmet, take the liner out, but all the different things that we'd have to do, that we had to do
Yeah.
with K-rash. I got K-rashes that I show people how we ate and different things.
You should be going into every ninth grade history class
Well,
in this
I'm trying.
country.
I'm trying. I couldn't get in New Jersey. I went school to school. Florida had trouble, but now it's starting to open up with schools. So I go to the schools and lecture about it,
Yeah.
and I try to make it fun with the kids.
Yeah,
Nothing-
it doesn't have to be all doom
No,
and gloom
no,
and whatever.
right.
It's right.
No, but you got to kibitz and joke with them
Yeah.
to get them into that
Sure. Pay
situation,
attention. Yeah.
which I do.
Yeah.
You know,
Now, David, you were involved in recruiting.
Yep, I did. I did. So when you spend enough time in the army, I was in the army. It's the same with every branch, but to make certain ranks, you got to do certain things, like go to drill sergeant school is one. They call it DA selected. So I was Department of the Army selected to be a recruiter. I did not want to be a recruiter. It's one of the hardest jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're trying
Yep.
to. You're a salesman.
So I was a recruiter in San Diego, which is super hard because you have 5 Navy bases right there. You
Yeah.
have 3 Marine Corps bases, and a lot of kids, they want to join and stay home, stay there.
Sure.
So they're not going to join the Army because if you join the Army, you're not
gone.
staying there. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So, yep. And recruiting's is super tough. One of the hardest challenges that we had in recruiting was getting people to pass the ASVAB. And the ASVAB is based off of like a 9th grade reading level and all that. And I had some college graduates that couldn't pass the
Wow.
ASVAB. So it's super hard job.
John and I
It's not
have
a good one.
We have a little experience with that. We're in college right now. We're not struggling, but could easily see how we could.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's about 9th grade.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Yeah. So
But-
By the way, I have 100 average, just to let you know.
there you go.
Tom doesn't. He's 99, but whatever.
Yeah.
I still hang out with him.
So even recruiting is a very tough job. So
Oh,
when
yeah.
you see your recruiters out there and people, nobody really wants to go to them unless it's like, hey, this is the direction
Yeah.
that they're going.
Now you
So-
were putting that, or you
Yeah, I did a year in recruiting.
you did.
Yeah, yeah. So
That's-
that was kind of it's an extra duty that the Department of the Army said, hey, you're going to go do recruiting. It was either that or drill sergeant. I didn't have a choice. I would have loved to have been a drill sergeant instead, but
Yeah.
but yeah, I got sent for recruiting. It sucks.
You're still somewhat I know you're in tune as to what's going on and what they're looking for and that stuff. How is recruiting going today?
Recruiting's actually gone up. I mean, I think we have great leadership right now with Pete Hegseth, and we're going in the right direction. But I think that recruiting is absolutely up. It was really tough during the pandemic, obviously.
Yeah.
And it was down because just nobody was interested, and we just got out of a 20-year war.
You're
too,
right.
So that's
Yeah.
the other thing.
You're right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, 9/11 is what kind of brought that war on, and there were kids that weren't even born, and they
Right.
went into combat from 9/11.
Right. And I think the approach today is a little bit different than, look, let's try and find peace. Let's
Yeah.
try and
Right.
find ways. And peace through strength. That doesn't mean that you lay off your army.
no.
That means that you make it just as strong as it can be. And
And I
so
agree.
that, look,
Yeah.
it's because in school, were you afraid of the teacher with the biggest paddle, or were you afraid of somebody who's going to just, talk to you a little bit? You were
Yeah.
afraid of the guy with the paddle.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
what we need the world to take and be is,
Well, they got to talk more about brotherhood.
yeah.
Yeah.
Watching
right.
Camaraderie.
watching out, and doing what you can for the country, and as well as your next door neighbor.
Right. Right.
The guy alongside.
You
of
got right. We got to have respect for these other countries too, because you know what's. This is the one thing that I kind of found is in traveling a little bit for work and that stuff offshore and that there are people just like us. They're not different.
Yeah.
Civilians are. I mean, you find the same camaraderie and the same kind of thing from people that don't speak your language and all kinds of things, and that's all real. But they're in the same situation that sometimes we are,
Yeah.
and they don't have any control over what's going on. But if you would think about that, as well as getting along with other countries, we can
But
work
you
this
have
out.
to talk about it. You can't
Yeah,
think
that's right.
about it.
Yeah, you got to.
You
Yeah,
got to talk about it to the point of what's going on and what are we doing to fight it.
yeah.
And
Don't just let it
don't
pass
just
over.
Let it pass over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't do that. If you do that, you're going to get caught.
So what do you think about what's going on in the world today as far as trying to end these wars and the nonsense?
I'm a favorite of Trump. I think he's doing a fantastic job. Even what he's doing now, recently, with the war with
Government.
Israel, with
Oh, yeah.
everything else.
There should be nobody unhappy with that.
Yeah.
Nobody should be unhappy
I don't
with
know.
that.
And yet there are, because you talk about politics, it's
Yep.
different.
Yep,
You talk about politics different than the human race.
that's correct.
Different situation.
Yeah.
And it's power today. Power and money.
Yeah,
The two combinations of power and money versus being a nice guy.
right. But
Yeah.
from a civilian standpoint, I'm as ecstatic for those people
Right.
as anyone, because I couldn't imagine. We've been very fortunate in the United States. We haven't lived in this war-torn society. These people have lived their whole lives that way.
Unfortunately, you're in the minority.
No, I wish I wasn't.
I wish you was.
Yeah,
I would have loved it if it was different, but you're in the minority.
yeah.
Talk about the Democrats versus Republicans. I mean, what the hell?
We're all
in this-
people.
We're all people. We're in the same country.
That's
we're all
right.
working to do a better life.
That's
and
right.
yet, look at the fighting that's going on. Look at the stuff that goes on.
And most people want the same thing from people across the pond.
Yeah.
You want the same thing for you want them to be able to raise their kids without
Sure.
a nightmare and yeah. So
But it doesn't work that way.
it doesn't work that way and yeah.
It doesn't work that way.
Have you ever gone back to over to?
Oh, yeah, 3 times. I've
Oh,
been
you
back.
have.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, the last time I went back, and I came back, I said I was in Utah Beach, and it was very good. I said, really, what was so different? I said, they weren't shooting at me. I could walk along the beach and nobody was shooting at
That's
me.
right. Wow.
You have no idea what the hell it is when you're coming off that Higgins boat where the front door lays down, and you got 50 guys coming off with it, you
In
know
the
what I mean?
water and
What
they're
was
shooting
what
at
was
you.
the weather like when you arrived?
Bad. But they didn't care.
Yeah,
You
they
oughta-
weren't going to wait for a sunny
you
day.
couldn't wait. You couldn't wait at all. As it was, most of us were sick because it rained like hell while we were on the big boats,
Yeah.
on the LSTs. Then you transferred from that to the Higgins boat. Then because you're out in the ocean. Then the Higgins boat takes you in where the front door lays down right on the ground, and 50 guys come marching up. And we had orders the same way. If there are wounded people, do not touch it. Don't help them. Get off the ground. On the beach, you're a victim. Off the beach, you're a warrior. Get the hell off that beach.
Yeah.
But the men who were in that Higgins boat, drivers, they would go and pick up the wounded men to take them back to the big ships. But if you stopped, you got a better chance, a good shot of getting shot.
Sure. That scene in Private Ryan when they all come down.
Yeah.
That's
It's called a Higgins boat.
yeah. That's a frightening. I couldn't imagine being there, but just to watch it is
Yeah.
scary.
And yet you got to get off the boats.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got to get off those boats. So you're jumping into that water, and picture me jumping into with everything we had on,
Oh yeah, 60 pounds, 70 pounds of
Every-
gear,
you know,
and
and me jumping into 5 feet of water.
Yeah, you're
Shit.
underwater.
So it's
gun getting jammed, right?
whatever the hell it is. It's life. That's life in the Army. Guns
Yeah.
getting jammed, this getting that, getting cramps, you can't walk. You know what I mean? Falling into a hole, getting into a hole with the German.
Yeah.
You have no
Coming
idea.
out, yeah,
You have
coming
no
out.
idea what the hell that is.
Oh, I can imagine.
No
I'm
idea
sure.
what it
I
is.
sure don't.
Yeah.
But whatever it is,
You're a badass. Oh, you're both badasses. But
well,
Yeah.
I'm a little badass.
you are a little badass, but you're a badass.
But I'm a little one.
I wouldn't want to fight
you
you,
know,
even at 101 years old.
I knew David was a badass the first time I saw him.
Oh, yeah, David just looks like a
David's
badass.
nobody to monkey with.
yeah, you can tell.
But I would love to show you. You don't have a camera. I showed you before, standing behind the big guy.
Oh, yeah.
I start my lectures that way. I'll pick the biggest guy in the audience. that I could find and ask them to stand up. And I went in on D-Day, went through the Battle of the Bulge right into Berlin. And I did get wounded. You know why? I stood behind a guy like this. They didn't even know what But that's how I start my lectures off. So it's not, dull.
Yeah.
Well, you look like you're about 6'5" right there.
Yeah,
I
well,
know
I
it
make-
doesn't he?
Yeah.
Strong.
You realize how much it cost me to raise that picture up like that?
yeah.
Photoshop.
You look like you could have been on the cover of GQ in this
Yep,
thing.
yep.
I love it.
But that's basically what it was.
How tall were you then?
No taller than I am now.
Really?
No
You
taller
haven't
than I am
shrunk.
now. I'm short, but it's good.
Yeah.
But I worked out then. All my life I've been working out in gyms and different things. And I still do till today.
Still do today. Good for you.
Still work out today and with gyms
You go down to the gym at Trinity Springs?
Yep.
Yeah.
3 times a week. She goes down for treatment, and when she goes for treatment, I go out to work out.
Yep.
So with weights and everything else.
How long have you been married to your lovely wife?
77 years.
Wow.
I'll be happy to live that long.
Unbelievable. Well,
Yeah,
you're already
right.
77 now, aren't
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some mornings it feels like it. Yeah.
And listen, John, the only time she don't like to, when I push her in a wheelchair, she don't like because I talk behind her back.
We could have.
It's better
tell
than-
the best
There's a
jokes.
third-
Oh, yeah.
It's better to laugh than to cry.
That's right, baby. It sure
And I
is.
Get
think
the
that
two of
same way
them.
with my men.
Oh.
You
I
know
don't
what
know
I mean?
how they remember, but you get the two of them going, and they can tell the best jokes. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
I can't remember one joke, and he's got 30
I
of
know,
them.
right? Exactly.
So, David, what was it like when you first got to Iraq?
It was. So I got to Iraq in 2005. So we had already been. The military's already been in Iraq
Yeah.
for a while, and even Afghanistan. So, but we had a mission. Our mission was to find people that were making in IEDs and blowing up. And so we would go after high value targets, as that's what our mission was. And so the first 6 months we were on the Syrian border, and we were dug in hide sites, and we would watch them bring in weapons, drugs, and money and different stuff from Syria into Iraq, and vice versa, take stuff out of Iraq, and then we had high value targets that we were going after, so we would go after them, and then we ended up going on the Iranian border, and they were blowing up like the pipelines, the oil fields, and things like that. Once you set those on fire, they don't stop until the oil stops. So,
Sure.
Yeah.
so we would go after those high value targets as well, stop that from happening. And then people making IEDs and blowing up Americans and stuff like that.
So you were probably doing as much surveillance as you were anything else,
Yeah,
trying to
absolutely.
find
So
the
we
right
would-
time and
Yep,
the right
we would
place.
surveil
and-
them, and then we'd go and roll them up, go door to door, and take them out, send them to Guantanamo, or do what we needed to do.
Yeah.
Yep.
Interesting point of talking about that. They had gasoline in drums.
Yeah.
So you'd have maybe 100 drums, because they'd come in to refill for gas and stuff. During the Battle of the Bulge, the same way, when a German tank was coming that way, they would empty one of the barrels and let the gas roll down the hill and light it to burn the tanks up.
Straight down.
anything
straight line.
anything you can do to save
deter it.
life
Sure.
and preserve it.
Yeah.
Because once the tanks got up there,
You're done.
you're done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you're exposed. You're totally exposed to that point.
So what did the you sound like you had some interaction with some of the civilians there?
Not too bad. Not too
No.
bad because, to be honest with you, I'm Jewish.
Okay, see.
And the way they treated the Jewish people was one thing. But I carried a big gun.
Yeah.
I showed you the size of the gun,
Yeah.
the German Luger.
Yeah.
It spoke German very well because
Yeah.
when I clicked it a few times, they didn't know what the next click would bring.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, I did never tell them that. But the fact remains, I learned to respect the police department because when they get a household call, they're going into a house where there's trouble, not
Yeah.
knowing who what. And I used to go to the German barns because I became the procurement officer. So I'd be talking to one of the German, never knowing who and what was in that. But that's how I got put toilets. I got showers. I got everything that I could for my men to do that. And that's your existence,
Yeah.
you know.
It's survival.
Yeah.
Survival.
Yeah.
Because really and truly, if I didn't do it, somebody had to do it. If I didn't do it, somebody else. Maybe they weren't as successful.
Yeah.
Because I'm a businessman.
Yeah.
So I didn't pull any punches with them at all.
Yep.
But that's why I was honored by the different organization, not because of, I shot thousands of it, but because of what I did for my men at my own risk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Going into the minefields and going in, you never know what the hell it was.
What did you do when you got out? When
I
you
went
got
into
back to the
business.
States?
Went into business.
You did.
Yeah.
Did you go to college when you got
No,
out?
no,
or you
no,
just
no,
you just
no, no.
took up your own?
Took up my
I got it. Good for you.
yeah. Well, I'm pretty good with the voice. I'm pretty good as a
You are.
as
Good-
a
you
sales-
were a pretty good salesman.
as a salesman. You know.
Yeah.
It worked out pretty good
Yeah.
with that. But I was very successful to the point.
And you went back to Jersey until
Back
you
to
moved
Jersey
back here?
until yeah.
You moved down here. Okay.
What brought you down here? Besides the weather.
Well, the weather, because I got a touch of frostbite.
yeah.
And I couldn't, it was tough for me to handle Jersey. The snow and the ice and everything else.
Yeah.
People have no idea where your hands lock and your feet lock. We lived in the snow. We
Yeah.
lived in the ice.
Well, the frostbite lasts a lifetime. so-
Lifetime.
yeah.
So I still got it till today.
Yeah.
You get, right outside now, it gets a little chilly,
Yeah.
and they'll lock on me.
Wow.
So it was 58 this morning. It felt like 32.
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
we've been down here too
The
long.
last couple of days.
Yeah.
this
You got
weekend
up too
was
early.
cool.
I got up. It was 72. So.
Yeah.
So I had to get out of New Jersey, as far as I was concerned. So it worked out fine.
And you were on the other end of in Iraq. It was 100 and
Yeah, so it would get super hot. It
Yep.
would get to 120, and then at night it would drop to 100
Cold.
and you were cold. Yeah, because the difference in temperature. So yeah,
that's frightening.
So
Damn.
did you
Yeah.
come to Florida right after you?
No, I took a job in Manhattan. I ran
Okay.
I was director of operations for an international security company, explosive detection company, and I did that for a number of years. And then I came down here for a George Bush golf tournament in 2009. I was still on active duty at that time, and I met a girl, and we kept
rest
long
is history.
distance. And
Met a
then,
girl.
Then
Yeah.
I took a job in Manhattan, and then I would fly all over the world. So I'd always come on the weekends, come through Orlando. So I'd stay here and then take the red eye up. And then I needed another surgery on my neck, and so I just said the weather up there was
Yeah.
just crazy. So I said I got to get out of there, and I ended up marrying her, coming down here and marrying her, and said, all right, what am I going to do next? Our suicide prevention program is our what's next. Like, you always want to keep something on the horizon. So, all right, what's next? What's next? In the military, it's what's your next rank, what's your next duty station, what's your next deployment. You're always got something on your horizon. So, and that's what our program is about, is keeping always something, keeping you moving forward instead of moving backwards.
What is the biggest thing that people can do to help your organization? What's the number one thing?
It's a lot of it's raising awareness. Funding is always an issue.
Contribution.
Yeah.
Contributions
are
That's
always
the big thing.
I mean, during the pandemic, a lot of the government, especially now, the government grants, a
Dried
lot
up.
of that's gone.
Yeah.
A lot of even private grants after the pandemic have gone away. So supporting events is a big thing, because we're out doing it. It's twofold. We're raising money, but we're also help saving lives at the same time. The other thing is, supporting your local organization through if they have a thrift store, if they have events, or if they have, or even to get a tax deduction. It's huge. When a lot of people, they just don't look at it, but it does make a huge difference.
Oh, yeah.
And so at your stores, you take donations of
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Anything and everything. So
Anything.
we have a
Perfect.
furniture store. We have household goods that we deal with, tools. We've gotten cars. So when we get a car donated to us, that car actually goes straight to a veteran that's in need. So we say we have a veteran that's car's breaking down. They end up instead of putting a ton of money into fixing that up, we get them a different car that's more reliable, so they can get to and from work. Anything and everything. We will find a way to make some money off of it. And then 94 cents of every dollar we raise goes back to our programs.
Wow.
Yep.
That's huge.
That's
impressive.
That's
Yes.
very good.
Yep. And we have great volunteers. I have 4 paid employees, but our volunteers and our veterans are what makes
Keeps
it
you
work.
running.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you have a lot of people that work at the stores and stuff like that. They're just volunteering their time.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yep. And the stores are amazing. They look great, and it's because of our volunteers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love your flag on the side of the building.
Yeah.
I'm a fan.
Yeah. I got yelled at for that.
That's all right. I'm a fan. That's
I told the city. I said, hey, you know what? Right. Send me a letter. Send me a letter telling me I got to take it down. We'll go as far as I'll take it all over. I'm not taking it down.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's it.
Good for you.
It's perfect. There's no. It's not a sign. It is
Absolutely.
it is the American flag on the side of the building. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great thing. What you got anything coming up on the horizon that you're working with
Just-
Maria on or
Just lecturing.
lecturing?
I'm booked solid and keep booking.
He's got a fashion. He's going to model at
fa-
our fashion show.
Yeah, where's your Tell us about the fashion
So
show.
it's at Laurel Manor. It's October 30th. But one of the things is with Irving, we're the people that helped him write his song. They're actually emceeing it, so we're going to play his song at that event.
Oh, that's phenomenal.
I haven't heard it yet.
Yeah,
You haven't
No
heard it yet.
way.
Yeah.
Oh, even better.
I got it right here.
Yeah.
October 30th? Is that
October
what it is?
30th at
Okay.
Laurel Manor. They can go to our website, combatveteranstocareers.org, and we have tickets still for sale. It's going to be a fashion show with all the stuff that we have from our clothing boutique, but at the same time, it's going to be like a mini concert because we're going to play some songs, country music songs that were written for veterans.
Wow.
How many seats are available at the whole thing?
There's only 200. There's 200 seats, so I think we probably have about like 30, 40 seats left. So
Okay.
if you're interested, then
If you're interested, they're going to go fast, folks.
Yeah.
30 to 40 seats, and
dinner included, $50 a ticket, and you get. And then what happens is with your ticket the next day, you come in and you get 30% off at the shops. So
And you get to meet you.
and you get to see Irving and meet Irving. Yeah.
That alone is
That's
worth
worth
50
50
bucks.
bucks, right?
that's
Christ.
it.
And
Right.
Marie does the same thing.
Yeah.
Marie, we just went to big
The gala.
big
the gala.
meetings.
That's where we
Oh,
met
yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a nice event,
And
wasn't
whatever it is, but again, showing people what it is. And I go to MAGA, the MAGA club. I hold the flag for the MAGA club.
Yep.
So it's interesting on that. So we try our best to get out and show people and see people. And I drag all this stuff around as much as I can because a picture's worth 1,000
Oh,
words.
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Hearing it is one thing. Seeing it is just a
And the
whole
same
other
way-
thing.
That's right.
It's the same way you're talking about the movie, the YouTube.
Yeah.
Wherever I go, I tell them to show your kids. It doesn't cost you anything, but show the kids what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let them get an idea.
That's
'Cause
right.
To me, a picture's worth 1,000 words.
Yeah.
You could talk all day long, but if they see how you're digging a hole, in the ground
Yeah.
to crawl into a hole with wet boots or wet coats, it's a big difference. Big difference.
There are a lot of people who have no idea what cold feet are even about, and it's a big deal. Yeah.
It's a big problem.
But unless you
Yeah.
talk about it, they don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unless you talk about it, and that's why I do it. Like I said, I don't charge any money, and I go out and I talk, and I drag stuff around like the shell, 3 feet tall, weighs 45 pounds. That's my helper there.
Yeah.
To do that.
I was going to say, I don't know if John,
Grandson / helper, right?
Yeah.
Adopted
But
grandson.
whatever it is, but you got to do it.
Yeah.
Not only the shell, but I got loads of stuff at home yet that I didn't know what we were going to do here, because as David said, don't bring it.
We were going to bring in a tank, but we didn't. It's-
yeah.
I think our next show might be from your house. You
Wait,
can have it all.
Wait, you're going to bring a tank? I got one outside.
we were gonna get the one from
wanted-
the VFW up
I
the
wanted,
road.
down the
I
road.
wanted to show you what a tank is. It's outside.
Yeah.
But that's
Again, for anybody who's watched this episode, these guys they've dedicated their lives, obviously,
Really have.
to veterans and helping veterans, and have given us a pretty good perspective of what it was. And I mean, it just actually a little bit, because
Yeah, 1%.
1%.
That 1% is mind blowing, but
Yeah.
yeah,
and
it's
if you tell your audience to go on YouTube,
yeah.
Irving Locker, my story. To
You know
see-
what? We'll get a link up.
yeah,
for
we'll
that
get
too.
we'll put a
Yeah.
link up.
because to show you 9.5 tons each gun.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? People have no idea
I-
what it was.
yeah.
And the shell, with 5 men or 9 men standing there and putting it into a machine and have it go up to 30,000 feet and explode.
Well, and I don't even think a lot of them could grasp the fact of to do the math for the trajectory and everything
No.
else.
No.
Without a computer, how would
Without-
we do that?
Yeah,
Well,
but
you
it's-
do it the
but
way
it's
we
being-
used to do it.
That's being done.
Yeah.
But
And it-
these,
Iron sight.
these are the things that you talk about. They talk about shooting a plane, but the people have no idea what goes into shooting a plane,
Yeah.
Yep.
shooting at a plane or shooting whatever.
So we'll get a link up to that. That's Irving Locker story, and
On you-
My
tell 'em
story.
about
on,
it.
on,
My
on
story,
YouTube. Yeah, my story.
My
And
story.
tell you need to tell all your people too to come back. This podcast is going to be on YouTube forever.
Yeah.
And they can come back and see you on this podcast and see
Oh.
David on this podcast. And David will put a link up also for your organization.
Great.
And I'm you and I talked about bringing you on. I knew you had a lot of great stuff, and I am so glad that you know what, we've got a caller real quick. Let's see.
Uh-oh.
Music and Madness.
You saved
Hey, this is Mike Bogdanoff. We were just over there with my mother from Villages for
Oh, yeah.
Veterans.
Hey,
Hey,
Mike.
Mike.
Just calling. Hey, yeah, just calling in. You guys still interviewing Irving?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, he's still
just,
here.
Just getting ready to wrap it up.
Say hi, Irving.
Hey,
All right.
hey, Michael.
All right. Hey,
How you doing, buddy?
hey, good. Just wanted to say, Irving. Irving, did anybody tell you they love you today?
No.
No. Well,
No.
I just want to say I love you.
Well, okay.
I love you,
Bend over.
and
I'll-
Bernice too.
Bend over. I'll kiss you. I'll kiss you right now.
Anyway, yes. Irving Locker, my World War II story on YouTube. Hope everybody learns and gets a nice
He did the
education.
story.
Oh, yeah.
He did.
He did,
He did a good job.
He did
We
a
wa-
great job.
Oh, yeah,
He
he
did.
did.
He did a good.
Yeah, well,
we're just
thank
talking
you,
about you,
guys.
Michael.
Yeah.
I know, man. I know. We're watching right now and
Okay.
everything. We're loving it. We're
Yeah.
loving. You look great.
Thank you.
You look great.
Tell your mom hello, man. She's a superstar. So
All right.
all right.
Well, thank you for making us even bigger superstars, right?
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. It
All
was a
right,
great
Michael.
pleasure
See ya,
meeting
pal.
you, and we'll continue watching. All right.
All
bye.
right,
right,
take
bud.
care.
I should tell him us little people, we need all the help we can get. Because his mother's she's short.
Oh, yeah.
So David, we'll get a link up again. I learned so much more about your organization, and let's hope that we get some more donations and some more
We'll
things.
get
and,
some tomorrow
absolutely,
or
yeah.
Wednesday. We got a whole bunch.
Yeah,
Good.
and get
Good.
people to at least shop at the thrift store. And, and the idea, it's not a thrift store where this money's going to support people. It's not you're not shopping at a place that's it's not a name brand store, but there's a whole lot more that goes from the money of this. I'd rather
Yeah.
give my money to your thrift store than Sam Walton.
Yeah, that's what we talk about.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
If you're going to shop, you're going to buy something, buy it where it helps people
That's
out.
right.
exactly.
Yeah. And a lot of the stuff that we get donated is it's amazing. We have such a great community here, and generous. But a lot of people, especially right now, even today, I saw that a lot of snowbirds are coming back, and they want new things, and so they'll give us their things that are still pretty much brand new.
Brand new.
Yeah.
And we're able to turn around either to help a veteran with that. We had a veteran pick up a new sofa today that because his was just falling apart, and instead of spending money out of their pocket or wondering where that next bill is that money's going to come to pay that bill, or if they're going to have an old couch or TV, so we're able to give it to the veteran. But at the same time, or the funding that we raise
Yeah.
from that goes to a veteran's family.
Yeah.
So
Perfect.
it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's
Guys,
awesome.
it's been a pleasure, man. We've been looking forward to this all week.
Yeah.
This
Well,
is
it's our pleasure to do it, really
Yeah.
and truly.
sounds
Thank you
good.
so
Well,
much, both of you guys.
Let's-
Thank you.
As many people can hear what comes out, and it's all
Yep.
truth, with that stuff.
Well, we're
yeah.
gonna stay in touch. We want to work with Maria on some fundraising stuff.
Yeah, we're going
and,
to do a couple things with Marie.
So hopefully, I'm sure we'll see you again, and David will see you again.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And if anytime you guys got you got a show, you got something coming up that you want to take and sell tickets for, whatever, please get us that information so
Absolutely.
we can help get it out and help you get some of
Yeah.
that sold.
Yeah, that's
So
great.
Yeah, plus the fact if you need any organization, that wants to hear a story,
yeah,
Yeah.
you
Not
bet.
bad.
You go in and
Absolutely.
talk to
especially schools.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm having trouble getting into the schools.
Yeah, John and I have trouble getting into school too. They remember us. So
Well,
all right.
whatever it is.
I might come down to Trinity and maybe watch a movie with you, shoot some pool or something down
work
there.
out.
Yeah, it's ready. It's ready.
Hot-
All right.
Go work out with them.
Yeah,
you
go
go.
work out with you.
Wonderful.
My dad was over there, so they got the cinema there and everything. I loved it
we
over
got a
there.
full theater.
Yeah.
We got a wonderful gym
Yep.
right there built in.
Great
So
staff
it's
too. Great staff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I tell people that I'm not on the payroll because they all bring up to me. I said, you want to live to be 101? Come in now.
Yeah, that's right.
Come in now.
You must be the mayor over there, huh?
Well, I'm trying. I'm working on a job.
Yeah, you're doing a pretty good job, I'm sure.
All right.
Thanks,
That's a wrap.
guys, very much.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
All right.
Thanks.